Welcome students. We are going to learn today the very famous poem The Mountain and the Squirrel. I will translate it into Marathi. This poem is in dialogue form. There is a mountain and a squirrel. They argue each other. The poem is short, but it is giving a message that every creature has its own importance. Even if the mountain is big, the squirrel also has a role to play in the nature. God has created everybody with all His love, and God has endowed the qualities in every creature. So our poet R.W.Emerson was an American philosopher and a thinker and a poet. He was born in Boston and educated in Harvard University. Then he was a central figure of a group of writers and thinkers called Transcendentalists. Later he was actively involved in anti-slavery campaign in America. About this poem, Emerson was deeply interested in Western thought. Eastern thought means Purveकडचा विचार. And many of his poems show influence of Oriental mysticism. Mysticism म्हणजे गुढवाद. Oriental म्हणजे पूर्वेकडील. The following poem, this poem we are going to learn, is in the form of dialogue between mountain and squirrel. It shows that every creature, regardless of the size, is important in creation. So let's start the poem. It's an argument. युक्तिवाद आहे, जुगलबंदी आहे. The very first line is very simple. The mountain and squirrel had a quarrel. I have a poetic transcription of this poem. You can say pictorial transcription. From this picture you can understand the complete poem, I hope. Here mountain, a forest, and here it is a squirrel is shown climbing a tree with a peanut in her hand, and we are going line by line, and I will explain it. The mountain means the former, called the latter little prig. These two words, little prig, is nothing but very tiny. Prig, very small. So this hurts squirrel very much. With these two words, it hurts to squirrel, and squirrel starts his replied argument in such a fashion. You see, the former called the latter little prig, and the bun replied. Here bun means squirrel, playful name. You are doubtlessly big, but all sort of things and weather must be taken in together to make up a year. Now squirrel accepts that mountain is big. He is huge, tremendous. Mountain is taller than squirrel. Bun means squirrel. Squirrel replied, accepts the hugeness of the mountain. You are doubtlessly very big, but all sort of things and weather. So nature contains the weather. Weather, trees, mountains, rivers, shrubs, birds, etc., etc., ocean and everything, forest. So these things are created by God, and they are no doubt big, and all taken together. There are seasons also. All these seasons, and to make up a year, सर्व सीजन मिळून एक वर्ष होतो, आणि एक वर्ष झाल्यानंतर and a sphere, it's a earth. Earth is such a sphere and created by the God, and nature is created by the God. nature is supreme and God is also supreme. And I think it no disgrace to occupy my place. बन म्हणते की मी माझ्या जागेवर बरोबर आहे. I have occupied the place and I am satisfied with that. She finds herself no disgrace. तिला कोणत्याच प्रकारची मानखंडना, कोणत्याच प्रकारचा लज्जास्पदपणा वाटत नाही. ती तिच्या जागेवर बरोबर आहे. If I am not so large as you, you are not so small as I. It is a comparison. It's a simile. If I am not so large as you. स्क्विरल माउंटनला म्हणते की तुझ्या इतकी मी मोठी नाही, परंतु तू माझ्या इतका छोटा नाहीस. And not so half so spry. आणि तू माझ्या इतका तेवढा स्पोर्टिव्ह पण नाही. I will not deny you to make a very pretty squirrel track. या ठिकाणी स्क्विरल म्हणते की आम्ही तुझ्या पर्वतावर खेळतो, बागडतो, नाचतो, चालतो, चालल्यानंतर वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे ट्रॅक तयार होतो. We walk on you, we walk on the mountains, we walk on the grass of the mountain, and we form the tracks, and on that tracks we move forward, we march forward, no doubt. A very pretty squirrel track. Talents differ in these two words. Talents means everybody has talents, everybody has smartness, everybody has a capacity, everybody has potentials, everybody has talents, sharpness. So everybody has skills. You possess some capacities, I have some strengths. So talents differ. All is well wisely put. All is well wisely put. Put by the God, the creator of the universe. God is the creator and everybody has gained, everybody, God has showered the qualities in every creature, smallest and the tallest one. So Squirrel is arguing and tried to prove her point, and she replied the mountain in such a fashion. If I cannot carry forest on my back, neither can you crack a nut. These two lines, these two very, very important, meaningful lines, and thereby the poem concludes. If I cannot carry forest on my back, the mountain is so huge, so big, so tall. It is running with the spear, it is running with the earth. We are all running with the earth. Earth is greater than us. But mountain carries the forest. Mountain carries the forest on her back. I cannot carry the forest, but neither can you crack a nut. But she questions, or she puts an argument that you cannot crack a nut. It's a challenge for mountain that the mountain could not be able to, never could be able to crack the nut, almonds, nut or groundnut or etc. etc. It has only the ability of the squirrel that she can crack a nut, and by she can fall the seeds of the nuts, and thereby small plants, small shrubs grow. So squirrel has an importance, mountain also has importance of its own. So this is the poem where there is a fine philosophy and thinking, a meaningful poem, and you can say that each individual has his own talent and a role to play. Mountain has a role to play in this forest or in the nature and the universe or the earth. Squirrel has also role to play. तिच्यामुळे जे काही बिया खाली पडतात किंवा ती जे जमिनीमध्ये वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे सीड्स टाकते, जमा करून ठेवते, पाऊस पडल्यानंतर त्या जमिनीतून अंकुर फुटतात आणि वेगवेगळे प्लांट्स तयार होतात, मोठमोठे झाडं तयार होतात, तिच्याचमुळे तयार होतात. तर असं दिस इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन. एव्हरी ॲनिमल डिपेंड्स ऑन ईच अदर. फॉरेस्ट्स डिपेंड ऑन द सीझन्स. So it's a year, and everything on in this universe is created by the supreme God. And so this is poem where God has created everything perfectly. No one wins in the debate and argument. Here nobody wins, but only Squirrel answered the mountains, these two deadly words. It hurts the bun. Bun means the squirrel, and she argued this poem. And the conclusion is very, very, very fine as far as the poem is concerned. And thereby the poem ends here. I hope you understand this poem. And now we see the MCQs. The word sphere in this poem means, sphere म्हणजे काय? Sphere means the earth or the world, jug. So thank you very much.